Hi, I'm Mike, and welcome to Lego House. I'm one of the experienced designers who've been working on Lego House. We've been working on Lego House for 4 years nearly. We've been planning, we've been designing, we've been getting ready. It's been a lot of hard work, but also a whole lot of fun. And now we're just a matter of minutes away from the official opening of Lego House. Right now I'm standing right at the top of the house in the Masterpiece Gallery, and I would like to give you a quick behind-the-scenes tour before we go down to the Lego Square, where Her Royal Highness, the Crown Princess Mary of Denmark, will officially open the house with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. So as I say, we're standing in the Keystone Gallery, or the Masterpiece Gallery, sorry. And if you've been following our Facebook page, you'd be familiar with these three dinosaurs, these huge creations made from our three Lego building systems. We have, of course, the Duplo system for the preschoolers. We have our very familiar system bricks, and we have our Technic dinosaur over there. And these dinosaurs, of course, really define the space and make it a magical place to visit. But actually, a lot of the magic of this space is what's in these cases over here. Now, these cases are full of work from adult fans of Lego. They call themselves AFOLs, A-F-O-L. And these girls and boys and men and women are building with Lego and doing the most amazing creativity. And we've chosen, or we've decided to show some of their amazing work here in Lego House. So what you see here is work from these fans from all over the world. I can see there's some from the UK, some from Taiwan, some from Germany. And I'd just like to pick out a couple of my personal favorites. This one I think is fantastic. It's some combination of an insect and a musical instrument. And I think you could only really imagine that in Lego. And moving a little bit further over here, there's another couple of pieces I really, really love. It's these two here, which are these sort of cartoon-like fantasy vehicles. It's some kind of hybrid of a truck and then some kind of very, very abstract fishing boat. And over here, here's a funny one because here it's a mixture of the classic Lego Space Series and then some very modern mech made out of more recent Lego bricks. But that's just a couple of examples of the amazing work you find in this space. And of course, you could spend a lot of time wandering around and enjoying this work that will actually be replaced time and time again with new works. But what I want to also show you is what happens down at the next level, which is what we call our experience zones or play zones. And we have 4 different colored zones. We have a blue, a red, a green, and a yellow zone. And we'll start with the red zone, which is this one here, which is all about creativity. So we just pop down these stairs, and I'll talk you through a couple of things that you can do down here. But as you can see, there's a giant Lego waterfall defining the space. And also you can see there's loads of Lego bricks of different colors that the people visiting are going to be able to come down and play with. So if you came, for example, to this pool here, which is just full of one color Lego brick, the classic 2x4 Lego brick. And what happens here is the guests can just basically scoop up as many as they like, and they can make very, very tall, fantastic architectural creations, or they can do some very, very abstract work. For example, these animals that you see here, this sea monster over there. But the idea is that by having so many bricks, it just kind of inhibits you, removes your inhibition, and you actually can begin to do some quite fantastic work with just the one color brick. On the other hand, over here, we have the mixed bricks, all the different shapes and colors, and there you're able to do maybe more realistic things or a particular idea that you want to express, because you can find many, many of the bricks that you need to do such a thing. In this room, we have what we call our creative lab. And here we're going to host different creative activities, and our hosts are what we call play agents. And they're basically going to hold your hand on a creative journey of one form or another. And the one we're running right now for opening ceremony is what we call the graffiti castle. And here our guest comes in, and again, building with the classic 2x4 bricks, but this time in multiple colors. They can make a giant brick like this one here. So they can make, for example, patterns like you see here, or they can spell their name or their pet or their favorite football team, maybe their favorite music band, whatever they want to do, that's up to them. And once they've made one of these giant Lego bricks, we will help them place it into the castle, which you can see has already been begun, but it's by far from finished. But over the course of the days, the castle will build up, and ultimately we'll end up with a complete castle where all the individual bricks have been made by the visitors to Lego House. Anyway, let's move a little bit further forwards. I think this time we should go behind this waterfall, because you can see some fantastic work going on here. This waterfall's been made by our design team down in the Czech Republic, and it's 4 meters high. And here you can see just the detailing, the fantastic construction that they've done to make this illusion of this falling water. Again, I could sort of hang about in this space for quite some time, enjoying the effort that's gone into this one. But now we leave the red zone and go into the blue zone, which is all about problem solving. We call it the cognitive competence. That's a bit scientific, but it is about problem solving. And the first thing we come across is what we call the test driver. So if you follow me this way, what you'll see here is 2 ramps right now. We have this ramp here, which is a jump, where you need to send a vehicle, in this case, down the track and through the hoop. Here you see all the elements in the middle, full of wheels and axles and also little characters that you can send down the track. And then we have this track here, which is our race track. And here I prepared a little demo. This is the car that I made a few minutes ago, and here's a car that I found that someone else had made. And the idea is that we race these cars down the track. We press this button here, and that'll start a launch sequence. And then we're going to see which one of these cars is the fastest. Oh dear, I can see I need to do a little bit more work because the car I just made was beaten by the big pink car here. So I need to try a little bit harder to make that one better. And now we're moving into the city architect. This is totally different again. This is where you're going to build houses. And I've got someone here called Mass, who's actually going to tell us a little bit about the city architect. Hi, Mass.
Hey, Mike. Welcome. Welcome to City Architect. So this is where we're building cities.
Building cities. Tell me more about that.
Yeah. So in a city, there's people living, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. People in the city have different needs. That's basically what it's all about, building for people's needs. And in City Architect, we build in micro scale like this, in different colors. And each color actually represent different needs in the city.
Okay.
So when you want to join this experience, you have to look into the city and say, okay, what are those people in the city actually needing? So if we get a little closer in here, you can see there's different kind of colored people in there. So if we look down here, there's some red guys running around, some yellow and some blue and some green guys. And they are trying to express to us, okay, what do we need? So for instance, over here in the corner, you see some blue people. And they're trying to tell you something. Can you see what they're trying to tell you? Oh, now they ran away. But you can see over here, there's a lot of blue people.
There's a shopping basket.
There's a shopping basket, yeah. And that's because they need a place to shop.
Ah, okay.
So we have to go and build a model that represents a place to go and shop. And that could be anything, right? That could be a place to shop for food or shop for clothes or whatever you want to shop. So let's try and do that. And we're going to build a shop. It's a big one, isn't it?
That's a fantastic creation.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. What do you think you can buy in here?
TVs.
TVs? Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
Flat screen TVs.
Let's give them a TV. So see, over here, there's also some people looking for a place to eat. Or shop. Sorry about that. So here you can see now, we actually built a place for them to go and shop. Because they have everything else, right? They have a place to live. And they have a place to work, and they also have a place to go and relax, but they don't have any place to go and buy food. So if you're really hungry, that's really that's really sad, isn't it?
Yes.
So we just did that.
Okay.
And over here you can actually see that something is going on.
And tell us about that. What's going on in the middle here?
That's we're preparing for a big concert right now. So what we're doing now is that when we have a city in balance, that is a dynamic city, you can say, you also get people who want to do more. They got energy and they have time for more. So they want to go and celebrate. So we need a city in perfect balance to be able to do that. So we're going to place some buildings here. See, they need over here, they need a place to go and relax and have fun. And every time we do that, where we really meet the people's needs, they will go and send some people to the concert.
I see some more coming over here.
Yeah. You can see over here, these guys, I think they need a place to go and relax. Let's see if we can help them out.
Oh, now what's happening now?
Now the whole city comes together and celebrate that they are having a really, really good time in the city. So now they're going to go and party. Yeah. So that's what it's all about, isn't it? Go out and have some fun together. And now it's back to normal life as we know it.
Thanks for the introduction, Mads. That's fantastic.
No problem.
Well, I can see our little minifigure inhabitants have had a party, and there's a party of our own going on downstairs. So it's almost time to go downstairs now to the inauguration ceremony. I'll meet you down there in a little while. In the meantime, if you've got any questions for us, please post them in the comments pane of the Facebook page, and I'll be downstairs answering those questions in a little while. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of the team. Everything is awesome when we're living our dream. Everything is better when we stay together. Side by side, you and I gonna win forever. Let's party forever. We're the same, I'm like you like me. We're all working in harmony. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we're living our dream. dream. Everything is better when we stick together. Side by side, you and I are gonna win forever. Let's fight forever. We're the same, not like you and me. We're working in harmony. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of the team. Everything is awesome when we're living our dream. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of the team. Everything is awesome when we're living our dream. When we're living our dream. When we're living our dream.
Thank you to Maja Fjord Pigekor for this poetic interpretation of Everything is Awesome. Also thanks to you, Jørgen, for your perspectives on creativity. I'm very pleased and honored to introduce our next speaker, Her Royal Highness, the Crown Princess. Her compassion for children, young people and families is widely known and respected, not least due to the dedicated effort executed by the Mary Foundation. The Crown Princess knows better than anyone what it means to work for a bigger cause, a purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Her Royal Highness, the Crown Princess.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for inviting us to be part of this special day. Our family, particularly Christian, Isabella, Josephine and Vincent, have been very much looking forward to taking part in the official opening of Lego House and to being set free to explore it. When I first heard about Lego House, I was not entirely sure what kind of house it would be, or even imagine what to expect. In Lego's world, if you can think it, you can build it. Luckily, there were others that had the fantasy and vision to think it. So we can stand here today in the home of the brick, a house dedicated to play, fun, and creativity. Why is playing and having fun so important in today's complex and globalized world? Well, across borders, cultures, and all sectors of society, there seems to be, and rightfully so, a recognition that we must prepare our children for a future where a strong sense of ability to adapt is a good friend to have with you. We also need to support the development of their skills like creativity, problem solving, and working together if they are to thrive and succeed in the 21st century. Play is a gateway to doing just that. When children play, they develop and grow. They use their creative thinking and practice their social skills. They engage in problem solving and they explore emotions. They learn through playing and having fun. In short, children need play. In fact, children have the right to play. And the importance of play is clearly stated in the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, which recognises the right of the child to rest and leisure, to engage in play and recreational activities that are appropriate for the age of the child. Equally important is ensuring that they actually have the possibilities to engage in play. In many places and countries, the hardships of life can mean that the importance of play is sometimes forgotten. The creation of more universes and environments that actively stimulate the playful approach, not only through childhood, but also adolescence and adulthood, will lead to a future where playing and learning go hand in hand with innovation and development. And this is precisely the approach we are seeing, for example, in tech hubs throughout the world. The new house in Billund, Lego house in Billund, is a physical manifestation of a vision to stimulate life and creativity. Visiting Lego house will be an experience for young and old, and a gentle reminder of the importance of play and activity in our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Royal Highness. Kjell, would you please once again come to the stage to help us place the last brick? As illustrated earlier by Jørgen V. Knudstorp, Lego bricks equals creativity and endless possibilities. For many years, we here in the Lego Group thought that the combination possibilities when you have 6 2x4 Lego bricks were 103 million different combinations. Fortunately, a genius mathematics professor corrected us. When you have 6 2x4 Lego bricks, you actually get 915,103,765 different combination possibilities. Can you imagine that? Are you ready for this big moment? Yes. 3, 2, 1. So, ladies and gentlemen, Lego House is now officially open.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we're living our dream. Everything is better when we stick together. Side by side, you and I gonna win Everything is cool when you're part of the team. Everything is awesome when we're living our dream. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of the team. Everything is awesome when we're living our dream. When we're living our dream. When we're living our dream.
For those of you watching online, thank you very much for your attention. We hope to see you soon in the Lego house. If you happen to be in Billund today, you will be among the very first who gets the opportunity to walk across the Lego house. And at 4 o'clock, there will be access to Lego Square for everyone. For all of you guests who are already here in the Lego Square, please enjoy a little refreshment. And in 30 minutes, you will have access to the experience zones. So I invite you all to go and have fun.
Wow, that's it. It's official. Lego House is finally open. After such a long wait, we're finally able to open this house to the public, and they can come in and enjoy the power of play, creativity, learning, fun, everything that the Lego brick stands for. We're so excited. Now, we've been taking some questions on the Facebook page now, and to answer those questions, I've got along a couple of my great colleagues. I have Stuart and Rega from the Experience Development team, and they're going to help me answer some of those questions. But first of all, Stuart, could you just introduce yourself?
Sure, you can. Hi, Mike. Hi, everyone.
Now, Stuart, you're working in the design team, and you've been on the project quite a while. So how long does it take to build a Lego house?
It's a very good question, Mike. And actually, it's been on the drawing board for quite a long time. Kjell Christiansen had the idea for the Lego house way back in 2010. But actually, in 2013 is when we actually set up a dedicated design team to work on the Lego house. And some of the things which have taken the longest time to develop have actually been the Lego models in Lego House. Take, for example, the Tree of Creativity. That we've been working on since January 2014, when we first had the idea of doing a tree in Lego House.
Thank you, Stuart. And then, Rega, you've also been on the project for quite some time.
Yes.
But before we get to questions that you could answer, why have we put Lego House here in Billund?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Mike, because you could say this is a really small town in the southern part of Denmark, and but actually there's a great access to the city. We have our own airport. It's only 2 hours drive from Copenhagen, and actually also only 3 hours drive from Hamburg. But the reason is that Billund was actually the city where the Lego Group was founded. And it was here that the Lego brick was also developed. Mm-hmm. And 85 years ago, this happened. And then it made perfectly sense to also place the home of the brick here.
Thank you, Rega.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take out the phone now, and we'll look at some questions that we're getting in. First question. 2 seconds. First question is from Kyle, or Kylie, could be. How many designers were involved in this project over the course of time? Well, I've been on the project longest, so maybe I'll take this one. Well, first of all, design is a team effort, so we've worked as a team across the whole project. It started with a few people, but it's built over time. I think the team that I stand with right now represent the kind of what you might call the core team. We're about sort of 5 or 6 degdesigners sort of permanently attached to the project. but we work with designers both from inside Lego company, but also outside consultants, freelance designers. Loads of people have had their hand in this project, and really it is such a massive team effort, and it's really hard to put a single number on it.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question. We have question 2 from Matt. This is so cool, he says. How many bricks went into building it? The Lego house, of course. Stuart, you're the numbers man in the project, so maybe you take this one.
And models, yes. I think we estimate there's around 25 million bricks in the Lego house. Some of them are built into models, and some of them are loose bricks that you can get your hands on and play with.
Excellent. And I know we got some quite big models. We got the tree. How many were in the tree?
We have the Tree of Creativity. That's the one which got the most number of bricks in, and that's 6.3 million bricks. Okay, mostly brown and green.
Mostly brown. So if there's no brown and green models in Lego for a couple of years, you know why.
Yep, they're all in the tree.
You got a couple of other big models.
We have another one called the World Explorer, which we've been working on also for a long time, almost as long as the tree, and that has 2 million bricks in itself.
Okay, and I know there's one more big one, which is the waterfall, right?
We have the waterfall, which also has around 2 million bricks in.
So quite some numbers of bricks used just in the models, let alone the ones that the guests get to play with. Okay, so question 3 from Anna. Wow, I can't wait to visit, she says. Everything's awesome. And a question to Rega. What is your favorite spot in Lego House?
Oh, that's a difficult one to answer, but I think maybe it's Story Lab, where you can actually build your very own movie, stop motion movie. You can of course do this at home, but we have made a very cool scenario where you can make your very own movie inside of a very nice model. And to me, that's just so iconic and playful and creative, and I just love that experience. I find it hard to leave that experience actually, but there's so many cool places. I don't know, you also have favorites, I know.
I hope you'd ask that one, because my my personal favourite is the Fish Designer. And in the Fish Designer, the guests can come and build basically a Lego brick fish, but then we have a magic scanning technology that converts the bricks into a digital fish. And once you have it in the digital world, you can add an eye and a mouth to it. And then when you basically press a button, it comes to life and it swims into what is a giant digital aquarium where it joins lots of its other fishy friends and it swims around, actually going through some quite interesting emotions. There's some scary scenes and there's some funny scenes and some goofy scenes. And all in all, it's just a very magical sort of end-to-end experience.
Yeah, you're right.
And then we have to ask Stuart. So Stuart must have a favourite too.
Okay. This is a really tough question because, it's like I love so many of the experiences here. And it's kind of like choosing your favourite child. It's something you don't want to do. But, if I'm really pushed, I'd have to say the Lego models, because that's been a big part of my life for the last 4 years now. So that'd be the Tree of Creativity, it's the World Explorer, it's the waterfall, and of course the dinosaurs in the Masterpiece Gallery.
We mustn't forget the dinosaurs. They're very close to you, I know that. But I mean, it's very hard for us to choose, I know that. And I also can understand why you have a soft spot for these big models. They're like nothing else I've seen before.
Totally unique.
Okay, so let's see if we got any more questions. Yes, we do. Question 5 from Mason. He says, what do you think will be the most photographed spot? That's a really good question. Stuart, you're probably good to answer this one.
That's pretty tough. Well, we've had some test days, so we've had some guests in, quite a few thousand guests in, just to test the facility and test the house. And I've seen the pictures that they're taking. They're taking a lot of the tree and a lot of the dinosaurs I'm seeing, and of course the World Explorer. So I'm seeing a lot of those models being photographed in Instagram and Facebook and other places. So it's. But we have some really good views, really good vistas. The house is a great place to explore. You can see from the Masterpiece Gallery, you get some great views down, overviews as well.
Rega, have you seen any particular things being photographed a lot?
Well, I have to go with what Stuart says, but also we have the History Zone, and there's a lot of iconic models that actually speaks to the heart of people. It's from their childhood, and they have a lot of memories about that. So I think that's also a great part, actually. But of course, we will continue placing things that people can photograph and have fun around. Yeah.
Thank you.
I've also seen some great photos of the models guests have made here as well. Yeah. They've been sharing those, because you can be very creative here.
That's what I would have said. I think a lot of the creativity isn't our creativity. It's what actually the people coming do. And of course, they're very proud to take a photograph of it and share it with their friends or their family or whatever. So
and they can do that digitally because they do that with the wristband that they get in the house.
That's right. So we make it very easy for the guests to capture their experiences whilst they move around the house.
Yeah.
Okay, so we now have question from Jarl. I don't know which country he's from, but or she's from maybe. Will there be a model of the house in Lego to buy? Vega, you must know this one.
Yes, I will. Actually, from today, we'll release a new set, and it's really cool, and we look forward to share it with people. Yeah.
And the set actually comes under our architecture series, so it's quite a technical model.
Yeah, and we actually have the designer right here.
Yeah, but actually, you can also lift the top of the model off, and you can see inside the Lego house as well. You can see a little tree inside.
So you see us right now, where exactly where we're standing right now.
Yeah, and we will wave.
You'll see us as little people.
Yeah.
Okay, so question 7 from Gaten says, "Hi Mike, what was the most challenging part of the house to design?" That's a really good question. Yeah. And I mean, I think we should all answer this one actually, but I'll go first. I mean, for me, the most challenging part was actually at the beginning of the process when Kel, our owner, had this idea for Lego House, and he obviously had some thoughts, but it had to be sort of formed into an idea. And Lego is kind of very democratic, and everyone owns Lego in a way, and everyone has an opinion about what Lego is and what Lego House should be. And so it was navigating that bit of a minefield in terms of everyone knows what or thinks what Lego House should be, but we still got to find it and make it come to life. And I think that was the most challenging, getting that basic concept in place and then getting the team around that concept to bring it to life. But Stuart, you probably have a different perspective.
I probably do, and I'm probably more from a model perspective, because some of those models were incredibly difficult to design. The tree itself, the complexity of putting that model together in that very complex space, and about how do we assemble it in that space there, and also things like the World Explorer with all the lighting and the technical side of things, and all the interesting movements and things that we have going on in there. So that's been pretty tough to design. But the Lego House was a blank canvas, if you like, when we started. It's like, so how do we fill this thing? What do we put in here? Because you can build anything with Lego bricks, and that was an interesting exercise.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Vega, you probably have a different angle again.
Yes. Well, to me, it's actually the design, the interior of the house, because we had a very short timeline on that, and we had to decide. So, what design direction should we take? And then we looked around and we tried it out, and suddenly it became really obvious that we had to make it all out of Lego. Like it's done with the building, we had to do that with the interior as well. So we built actually everything in Lego. You can build everything inside of Lego House with Lego bricks. Even our graphics on the wall, you can build. So once we had that design direction, it actually just went along with that and was pretty easy. Of course, with short timelines and so on, but
yes,
it took some work, but yeah.
Thank you, Vega. Okay, next one. Question 8 from Adil. What was the thinking behind including AFOL creations in the Lego House? Great question, and that's definitely one for you, Stuart.
Yep, you're right. And, this house has been built for fans of all ages. And, the AFOLs they're really important to us, and they're really... and their work is so inspirational. I love going to the fan shows and seeing the creativity and what our fans can do with the bricks. So it was so natural that the fans should be able to exhibit their work here in the house. And we will have a continual change of AFOL content in here, the adult fans of Lego. So every time you come back, we'll put new work in here.
Thank you, Stuart. Question 9. From WT Vengus Barrios, I think is his name, or her name. Do you have a house with accommodation for special needs? That's a really good question too. Are we able to accommodate special needs in this house?
Yes, we have thought that very much into the building. So it's accessible for wheelchairs, and Yes, so that was also, it's a house for everybody, and yeah.
Yeah, just, I mean, to build on that, maybe you don't know the building in detail, but you were able to go outside of the building and actually climb to the top of the building, and we know we have wheelchair access all the way to the top, so that's super. But inside the building, there's ramps everywhere. You can basically move around freely. Code of the robot, but what we've done is kind of twisted it a little bit, made a bit more of an experience around the play, and the robots are actually Mindstorm's robots through to the core,
Adapted to it, yes.
but adapted to a kind of bigger, more immersive experience. And we can only recommend you come and try it because it's a little bit hard to explain. But yes, you will find Mindstorms in Lego House, but maybe not as you recognize it currently. Okay, then we have a question from Martin. What is the World Explorer we keep hearing about? Well, Stuart, you touched on it, but just obviously it's not going through, so you can explain it once again.
I can. And the World Explorer, I mean, this is it's an incredible model. It's inspired by the work of the fans. And it's home to around 2,500 minifigures. They live in this fantastic world on 3 little islands. We have a city island, we have a tropical island, we have a town and countryside island. And it's full of little details and fantastic builds and very creative. And it's got lots of little stories in. So it's really a world that you need to come and explore.
And we've been working on the project. Well, we've seen this World Explorer develop, and I think every time we go up there, we find something new that you've hidden in there.
It's truly amazing.
It is truly amazing.
Yeah.
And it's a model which is continually living, if you like, because we're continually adding new characters and new stories and new features to the model.
Okay, great. Question 12 from Andreas. Will there be a continuous development of the play activities in the house? Vega, do you want to take that one?
Yeah. Yes, there will. It doesn't end here. We will continue the development and look into what play is and how we can explore and develop all our experiences. And we have a great toolbox for that. And of course, you'll see new things in the future. Yes.
Definitely, and I think it's fair to say that we as a little team, plus Søren, who's not here with us right now, and Mads, not to forget him, the digital guy, and we're all going to stay on the project. And we, like you say, we got some good ideas already what we do next. But
we're looking forward to that.
Definitely. But at the same time, we've got to, we've been living with this for a little while, but you guys have got to experience it yourself, and then you can tell us what we should do next, or give us some good clues at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it now. That was the last question, as I can see. So I think from here at Lego House, it's time to say goodbye. We're obviously going to go and join a little bit of the party that's carrying on.
Yeah.
And we really do hope that you're able to make it to hear the little town of Billund in Jylland in Denmark. If you want to get a ticket, the best place, or the only place to go, is legohouse.com. There you can obviously buy the tickets, but you can also read more about the house, probably find some more videos about the different corners of the house. So keep following us on Facebook and keep checking us out on legohouse.com. That's all for now. Should we say goodbye?
Bye.
Bye, guys.
See you.